If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
The rain went away from Independence Day yesterday. We are back and for some Cape Cod League baseball action on a sparkling evening here at Yarmouth Dennis and at Red Wilson Field. The Harbor Hawks and the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox look to rebound from losses 2 days ago here at Red Wilson Field. Hello, everybody. So glad to have you with us here tonight. Well, more like today. It's an early start alongside Jacob Irons and Mickey Doolittle. My name is Michael Kirsten. Guys, Red Wilson Field, the spot. What a nice little park we've got going here. It's a beautiful little perler. And, guys, Harbor Hawks coming back in off of a loss 2 days ago. Time to rebound, but they've got a pretty tough task against them in the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox are leading the East right now at 11-8-1. They are pacing right now, and they are just starting to find the ball. And when you talk about a team that's hitting the ball well, it's YD right now. They are hitting the ball extremely well in the box, and that's going to be something to watch for if you're Frank as the starting pitcher tonight, is trying to control their hits because they become abundant.
And specifically Hunter Hines. This is
Yes.
a guy that is on a absolute tear right now. He's first in the league in home run and RBIs. He's second in hits. He's a guy that is going to be one of those players, one of those rare players that you're hanging on every pitch with him. You need to be absolutely so careful to put everything on the black. He's going to be a treat to watch tonight.
Yeah, you beat me to it, Mickey. Our next point was Hunter Hines. And now that you've detailed him, how do you guys think Hayden Frank should be navigating him here tonight?
Keep things on the corners. Again, he's going to be a guy where you're hanging on every single pitch. So be sure to just execute your pitches. If you're gonna make a mistake to him, make it outside of the zone. Don't come inside the zone to him because he can hit the ball a country mile. 8 home runs already on the season. He's on pace to hit the most home runs since 2012 in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
He's a bat that comes hard, and it's going to jump out of here. We've been told it's around 350 to center field, so a little bit of a smaller park here at Red Wilson, which allows for it to jump out there a little bit. But, man, he's got everything around him. He's really solid, a really great bat. But if you're Hayden Frank, you want to be ahead in counts. That's going to be my big thing that I want to be pointed about, is being ahead. You want to be in those 1-2 situations to the best of your abilities.
Yes, a .658 slugging percentage to Hunter Hines' name, and a short .350 in center field should favor him. But there are two teams that plays for both of them, and the way Cam Smith has been swinging the bat, guys, feels like we talk about him every day, but this could favor him as well.
This could favor him as well, and I like Cam Smith. When you talk about two bats, you're looking at Hines and Smith. The two best bats, in my opinion, right now in the Cape Cod Baseball League, and they're squaring off tonight. I would so circle this game. If anyone's watching, you want to see offense, tonight's going to be the offense between Smith and Hines.
Yeah, Smith, that 410-foot home run just 2 nights ago at Orleans. He's hitting the ball so well right now. And more importantly, he's hitting the ball hard. Every single appearance. Even if he's grounding out, it's hit hard at a defender. So a guy that just is being able to hit the cover off the ball and really come alive in the last couple of weeks.
And we've seen a little bit of continuity coming at the top of the Harbor Hawks lineup, but we've got a new face, guys. At the bottom is second baseman today, John Gazdar. How about that for a name, and how about that for a player as well?
Yeah, John Gazdar comes in from Austin Peay. The Governors comes in having a great spring for them, and really, I'm excited for him. And that's a guy we'll talk to. Bria's going to talk to him a little bit in a couple minutes in the pregame interview. He's excited to be here, and that's what you love to see on summer college baseball, is when you get a guy that is excited to be here, that is excited to play day in and day out and play baseball in the summer. That's what John emulates, and we're excited to have him as well.
Yeah, and he absolutely tore up his previous summer league coming over, and a guy that, again, as you mentioned, is excited to be here, and a guy that is a great contact bat.
Yeah, hit over 300 for Austin Peay with a nice glove as well, 960 fielding percentage too. So they've brought him in for the bat, but he's a really solid fielder too. Also played in the Northwoods League last year, so experience with the wood bat is a big thing here. So now they come off a pretty deflating loss to Orleans. They had that game in the palm of their hand, the momentum their way, but they let it go in that rough seventh inning. So you look back and you see that. How do you respond today, especially with a day off to come off the back of?
I was about to say, I like that they got the day off yesterday. It wasn't a scheduled day off. They showed up to McKeon about an hour before the field after taking BP in their alternate facility down the road. But they ultimately get to reset most of the day, just to reset, maybe take some swings, but not think about baseball. And they come back after a very tough loss where they had only one blow-up inning in the seventh, 4 runs to give Orleans an 8-6 win. It was a weird inning. It was from start to finish. It was all over the place, and that's a game that they probably think they should have won outside of that one inning.
Yeah, outside of that one inning, that's the one you somewhat want back in those situations. But once again, it's a game that you're going to have. It's a over 40 game season. You're going to have a couple of those games, but excited that you get to reset it against a team you haven't even faced yet tonight. That's the beauty of this, is you're seeing YD for the first time of the year. You're going to see them a couple more times, but it's exciting that you get to see a fresh opponent, and it's almost like opening a new Christmas present. What lies in store for you today?
And this means that we have seen every single Cape Cod League ballpark this year.
Yeah, I mean, haven't tried all the foods just yet, but we'll be there in just a few minutes for sure, in just a few days. And we talked about John Gazdar and his excitement to be here. The fourth member of our team, Bria Losick, talks to him right now.
From Red Wilson Field, I'm Bria Losick, alongside the newest member of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, John Gazdar from Austin Peay. John, Nick Johnson, our GM, told us that when he called you, you were one of the most excited to come out here to play. Why is that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's always been a dream of mine to play in the Cape. I mean, I've always just looked up to it, and I've heard great things from a couple of my buddies. I got a couple of buddies that played here this year, and they've told me great things. So I've always looked forward to it since I've been a kid, and I'm super excited to be out here, and I just love playing ball. So I'm excited to do that.
Your full name's Jonathan, but you go by John. On the roster today in the lineup, you're just listed as John, no last name. Why is that?
I really got it from my big brother. I call myself Jonathan, or that's my real name, but he just started calling me that when I was a little kid, and I just kind of rocked with it since I was a kid. So, I mean, I love it. It's what I go by, and I mean, yeah, it's just who I am.
At the plate, you only strike out about 10% of the time. How is that shown in your approach?
We really emphasize that at Austin Peay. At Austin Peay, it's a really big deal. We talk about getting in the fight and trying to do a good job with 2 strikes and just fighting to stay alive. And that's just something I've added to my approach. And then along with that, I just try to be an aggressive player and get my swings off and swing at strikes. So I just try to keep that approach and try and do it out here as well.
You started this summer in the California Collegiate League. How do you enjoy your time there?
Oh, I loved it. Shout out to the Wanakee Crawdads. A lot of really good people, a lot of really good coaches and the players. So, I mean, it was really fun. I was only out there for about 8 games, but I had a heck of a time. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I met a lot of good people while I was out there, so it was a lot of fun. But I'm grateful to be here in the Cape now.
Do you have any goals while you're up here?
Just have as much fun as possible, play as much, and try and win some games, hopefully make the playoffs and go as far as we can. So, absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Well, Independence Day rained out yesterday, but right back with you here on the 5th of July from Red Wilson Field. It is Hyannis. It is YD. Let's go through some lineups for your Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, so they will lead it off once again with Nick Mitchell. It's going to be the same 1, 2, 3, 4 from 2 days ago. Nick Mitchell out of Western Illinois, the center fielder, will hit first. Elijah Hainline, the Washington State product, playing shortstop and hitting second. Cam Smith, red hot Cam Smith, out of Florida State, plays third base and hits third. Austin Kelly, the left-handed hitter out of Lipscomb, plays first. He's also been hot as of late. He hits cleanup. And Brody Donay, the catcher out of Virginia Tech, will follow him up. Zach Earhart playing right field out of Oklahoma State. Ethan Bates, the two-way player from Louisiana Tech, DHs and hits seventh. Trey Lipsy out of Ohio State plays left and hits eighth. And the new addition to this Harbor Hawks team, John Gazdar from Austin P, plays second base and rounds out the lineup hitting ninth.
Yeah, you talked about the same 1, 2, 3, 4. When Brody Donay does play, where he'll get an off day a few days in between, he'll also slide into that 5 spot. So good stuff, seeing some continuity and a little bit of solidifying at the top to middle of the order. And that is the order that'll face Eric Yost today on the mound, the righty throwing for YD.
Yeah, Eric Yost out of Northeastern and Go Huskies right there, comes in with a 6.00 ERA through 1 game played. He has a small sample size. Started that 1 game, though, went 3 innings, and that struck out 3, walked 1, gave up 4 hits, and that was back on the 25th of June versus Orleans, ultimately ending in a loss for the Red Sox. But this is a guy that can't be not taken seriously, as he was a 2022 NCAA Division I ABCA Rawlings Northeast All-Region second-team member. This guy knows and has good stuff, and when it's on, it is on.
Yeah, Ossining, New York's finest, the Westchester native, also made 15 starts out on the mound for the Huskies. Pitched almost 80 innings to a 4.23 ERA, 57 to 14 strikeouts to walks as well. So the stuff is there. It's just about now finding it here on the Cape, and he's got a tough Hyannis Harbor Hawks lineup to face.
And this is a lineup that comes in right now batting .340 in the month of July. I understand there's only we're on July 5th, and we've already had a couple of rainouts, but this is a team that has taken the Turner in the 7th month of the year, and they have shown that their offense is ready to roll.
You can see it in some players, too, that all that matters is the turn of the month. As Nick Mitchell digs into the chalk in the lefty batter's box, he is ready. Eric Yost toes the slab 60.5 feet away. He is ready. Let's play some baseball at Red Wilson Field. It's the Hawks. It's the Red Sox. And it is live from Red Wilson Field in Dennis, Massachusetts on Cape Cod. First pitch is in there for strike one. We are underway. First pitch time 4:46, just a tick after the posted 4:45 time. 0-1 outside, evens the count at 1.
Still feels like afternoon. It doesn't even feel like evening at this 4 o'clock start, because we got to the field here around 2:30. You were here pretty early.
1-1. in there for strike 2 at the knees. You can feel the heat of the afternoon as well, but now a nice breeze coming in to cool things off. Flag is blowing right out above the scoreboard into left field. It'll be a 1-2 from Yost on Mitchell, who takes upstairs. Bit of a revenge game for Mitchell today. He was with YD for the first few games of the year before getting cut and signing along with the Harbor Hawks. He's in an even count. The 2-2. Off speed, inside, and the count runs full.
Yeah, we've seen Austin Kelly was a prime example of when you face off against your opposing team that they know you a little bit better too, so you might see a little bit of adjustment out of your defense, as we don't see any here yet.
Here's the payoff. It's on the ground up the middle and through for a base hit. Gets past Yost, and Mitchell starts this game working a really nice at-bat and ending it with a single.
Yeah, you saw Mitchell on that in that two-strike situation choking way up on the bat, and that creates back control. You get contact, you get much more contact ability when you choke up on that bat. You're able to have it a little bit quicker. You're able to, fight off pitches that you wouldn't be able to previously. You sacrifice a little bit of power, but right there he used it perfectly, went right back up the middle.
So first runner on, Elijah Hainline squares to bunt, kept in front by catcher Will King.
And I was able to talk to Mitchell earlier today, and I just was like, what do you like about this leadoff spot? And his answer to me was basically as generic as it comes. I've always played leadoff, so I love it right now.
There you go.
It's where he's comfortable.
Exactly, and there's a lot to be said where you're comfortable in the lineup.
1-0 to Hainline is low. They'll have to watch behind the plate as Will King has a cannon of an arm, has had multiple games where he's thrown multiple runners out. Hainline is ahead in the count 2-0. Mitchell leads off first after starting this game off with a single. He takes the 2-0 in there for strike 1.
Yeah, this is a Red Sox team that has caught 12 stealing on the year already.
King making up a good chunk of those catches as well. Here is the 2-1 to Hainline. It's chopped weakly to third, but foul. And it looks like he's shattered his bat. He'll get a new one, and the count is even at 2-2.
King, a guy that has tied for the most caught stealings, runners thrown out in the league right now with 9. Definitely a guy you don't want to run on, a cannon arm.
I've seen a little bit of him, actually. My cousin played ball with him through travel in his younger years, so I've seen his ability on display, and he's some ball player as well. And he's, of course, only gotten better as time has gone. He's out of Eastern Kentucky behind the plate today in the portal. As Hainline's got a new bat, and we are set to get back underway. There's 2-2 count on the Washington State shortstop. Yost deals. It's low, and another full count, 2 and as many batters to start off the game tonight.
Yeah, Harbor Hawks are grinding right now. They're grinding out at-bats. They're taking good pitches. They're fouling off even better pitches. And they've gotten 2 straight hitters deep into counts.
The payoff is upstairs. No, a really late strike call. I mean, Hainline was halfway down to first. That ball looked to be up towards the letters, and he's punched him out looking as Hainline goes down with the first strikeout of the day.
And Yost now has pitched already 12 pitches and only has recorded 1 out, so already a little bit of a lengthy outing to start this one if you're Yost.
And up steps the red-hot Cam Smith, who's just turned it on after hitting under 200 his first 2 games of the year. He swings at the first pitch, sends it into right, and that ball is foul and only just. And he'll do it again. But there's that hard contact. And even though he's swinging and trying to send it wherever he can, he's even sat back on that one, sent it to the opposite field.
Yeah, that one just got a piece of it, just kept cutting foul down the line there in a tough spot. But we talked about Smith's power here.
Yeah, Smith 2 for 5 2 nights ago, including that big 3-run home run back in the 3rd. He drove in 4 runs total on the night, including an RBI single in the 4th, and later came around to score after that. So really active.
Check back on Mitchell at first. Count is 0-1 on Cam Smith. Austin Kelly awaits on deck. Smith has hit .350 since the 7-game stretch where he hit below 200 as he swings and tips it into the screen. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, he was on it right there. That was a fastball. It looked like center cut. Can't really tell from here, but he was on it, fouled it straight back, just a tiny bit under it.
Smith behind 0-2. The pitch upstairs, and King bluffs a throw back to first, and that warrants a big yell of back from the dugout because they're aware of his arm power. It'll be a 1-2 from Smith to Yost. He deals. It's a fly ball off to the right side, first base side, and just foul in front of the bleachers, and we'll do it again.
And unlike some parks, there isn't that much foul territory on either side. It somewhat starts to go right as you have bleachers right by the dugouts there. So it starts automatically, almost already starting to get deep. So if it starts trailing foul, you're going to have to really be communicating because it's going to go out and play quickly.
Very strange dimensions here that will definitely play a factor.
The 1-2 again is outside. 2-2 the count on Smith.
And another good at-bat here from the Harbor Hawks. No matter the result here, Smith has knocked pitches out of Yost.
So 2 straight batters have gone at least 6 pitches. See if Smith can work it full here. As here comes the 2-2 from Yost. It's low, and it is full. So that's 3 straight batters to start this game off that have worked the count full on Eric Yost.
There is an overshift on Smith right now. The second baseman, Day, playing to the left of the second base bag, where you normally see a shortstop play.
The payoff, as Smith was going, his check swing fouled right over us, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, they sent Mitchell in motion right there, and it's a shame because he got a heck of a jump towards second, but Smith a little check swing foul ball.
Smith all the way up to 291 on the season after a scorching 10-12 game run. He's worked the count full. And here's the payoff. He's going again, and it's lined into right field and deep. Over is Cook, and he makes a diving catch. And then Mitchell now going to have to get back over to first, but he is doubled off on one heck of a diving play out in right field by Casey Cook. He took an extra base hit away from Cam Smith, and that promptly ends the inning. So the double play goes the unconventional 1-2-3 way, and after a half, it's Hyannis nothing, and the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox coming to bat.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you on a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
From good at-bats in that first inning from all 3 Harbor Hawks that came up. A single, a strikeout, and a 9-3 double play for the ages made by Casey Cook. And that sends us to the bottom of the first. Hayden Frank warms up, and this is the YD Red Sox lineup that will face him.
It'll be R.J. Austin to lead things off in the left field in the 1 hole today. Xander Darby, the third baseman, number 12, he's wearing in the 2 hole. Max Vieira, the shortstop today, a very strong shortstop as Max Vieira so far is 6 right now in batting average at .308. Then it's going to be Hunter Hines in that cleanup spot at first base. Then it's going to be Will King doing the catching. He's in the 5 hole. Brady Neal, the designated hitter. Brady Day, the second baseman, in at 7. Nathan Archer, the center fielder, and Ryan out. The lineup for the Red Sox is Casey Cook, the right fielder, in the 9 hole today.
Yeah, and that's the lineup that faces Hayden Frank. He's been a guy that has been used in quite a bit of spots for the Harbor Hawks. We've seen him in a few starter spots, seen him in a few bulk roles, but he's back out today. as we last saw him in the 10-3 victory over Harwich deal a spectacular 4 innings of work, as his first pitch is upstairs to R.J. Austin.
Yeah, Hyannis, their starters have struggled a bit this year. Even guys that have come out of the bullpen normally and had success out of the bullpen have
lined right to Cam Smith and quickly one away for Frank.
Guys that have normally come out of the bullpen have had struggled just a little bit more in the starting role. So it'll be interesting to see where Hayden Frank is today.
And you may think that that's a testament to the fact that they're used to coming out of the bullpen a little later, and it's maybe not a role they're too familiar with as Xander Darby digs in. He's a left-handed hitter. First pitch is a fly ball out to left. In comes Lipsy, and 1 pitch to Darby and 2 away for the Hawks.
2 pitch, 2 outs.
Yeah.
That is about as solid as you want from a starter, Frank. On the other side, we were talking about how Yost was starting to work a pitch count up. Hey, Frank comes in here. I can get 2 on 2.
Yep.
That brings up Vieira.
He's throwing less pitches to the first 2 hitters than Yost did to the Mitchell.
First pitch to Vieira. Catches the outside corner for strike 1. So it's a really good lineup they've got, with Vieira hitting for the average and then Hines and King hitting for the power right behind him. As here's the 0-1, it's upstairs.
Yeah, this is a lineup that's constructed really well, and they used more of the traditional format of get your 2 leadoff guys on and then use the power in the 4 and 5.
1-1, fouled first base side out of play. And just behind us, almost sending Mickey Doolittle to throw his headset down and give a chase after that.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Maybe 20 feet off.
No, I know. Here is the 1-2 to Vieira. It's on a line and into right field for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Vieira, and that brings up the dangerous Hunter Hines.
Yeah, and we mentioned at pregame, Hines, a guy that you hang on every pitch with. You need to be really, really careful with him. If he's going to hurt you, make it a walk.
So runner on first is Vieira. He keeps up his great start to the season. And that brings up Hines. The first pitch, swung on and missed.
He currently is on pace for 57 RBIs, which would break the Cape Cod Baseball League record, which is held jointly by Doug Fisher and Terry Steinbeck since 1984.
The 0-1 is in there on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2, ahead 0-2 is Frank.
And you talk about a guy that came to Cape Cod and had the skyrocket on draft boards. That's Hunter Hines right now. He is moving up in every draft list you see.
He's homered in their last 2 games as well.
The 0-2, fouled away, third base side out of play.
Out of Mississippi State. He was a first-team All-SEC player.
And that's an SEC that features guys at first base like Jack Aglianone as well. So no, that is no small feat to be a positional player, all first team in that conference. Of course, the SEC being the big boy conference of baseball. As here's the 0-2 from Frank. He got him looking. Hines set down on strikes, and that's a really good first inning from Hayden Frank. We're through 1 at Red Wilson Field, scoreless between YD and Hyannis.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Opening at 6:30 p.m. Let's go to the second inning, scoreless between Hyannis and YD. So just a single, 2-out single by Max Vieira was all the action last inning, and a quick strikeout of Hunter Hines as well, as Hayden Frank shows no fear against him. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 after Cam Smith sent a deep line drive into right center field. It was a great catch made out there by Cook, and he doubled off Nick Mitchell, who was on the run from first in that inning. And I mean, you can't blame him. You can't blame Nick Mitchell. That ball was a gapper, and Cook just closed on it.
Yeah, Cook just showed tremendous speed over there in right field in that spot. Good play for there, but now you bring back up your lineup and you bring up one of the hottest batters right now.
In Austin Kelly, he chops the first pitch foul.
And Kelly's done a really good job of, in this cleanup spot, that he's developed such a really good plate appearance, and every time his at-bats, he works them. They're quality ABs.
Pitch is low. Kelly sits at an even 250 on the year, 7 hits in 28 at-bats.
Yeah, but it's been getting hot recently. Yeah. 3 for 4 last night.
1-1 swung on and missed.
Last game, I should say, 2 nights ago. Always trips me up on an off day.
They're going to put a mega shift here on Kelly, as they're going to bring their third baseman, Darby, all the way over.
1-2, chop just foul. So 3 infielders on the right side for Kelly, as his second baseman, Day, sits in short right field.
So they keep Vieira at shortstop, but they bring Darby all the way over to play more traditionally to that second base bag to allow the athleticism.
1-2, upstairs. Count runs to 2-2.
This looks like a Major League Baseball overshift from,
from
2020
years ago,
or 21, when those were at an all-time high.
The 1-2 to Kelly is punched to that opposite side, and it's going to get through for a base hit. And that is how you beat the shift, going the opposite way. And that is also showing what kind of bat Austin Kelly is swinging. He takes that off-speed pitch the opposite way and sends it all the way to where nobody is.
What a great piece of hitting by Austin Kelly. That was the big complaint everyone had in Major League Baseball. Why don't they just go push it into the other end? And Kelly just showing, if they're going to give me third base down the line, I'm just going to take it. It doesn't have much power on it, but does a great job of situationally hitting it down the line there.
First pitch to Brody Donay in there for strike 1.
And that was a textbook opposite field approach. He shortened up, didn't swing all that hard, didn't try and slap it. He was just short to the ball, kept his hands in front of the bat head, and slapped it the other way. Perfect approach.
0-1 to Donay, swung on and missed. That's a hefty swing that Donay packs. But yeah, Kelly just shortening up and sending that the opposite way. It's so much easier said than done, but Kelly made it look really easy there. You don't need that much power when there's nobody on that left side. Here's the 0-2 as Kelly goes. The throw down to second, nowhere close. The pitch was out of the zone. Stolen base for Kelly. The count is now 1-2 on Donay.
What a great jump there Kelly had. As soon as he saw it was out of the hand of Yost in that situation, he was moving and does a great job of keeping his head down, doesn't stop or hesitate.
You got to have a good jump against an arm behind the plate like King.
It'll be a 1-2 to Donay. Yost deals. It's low. Good block by King to keep it in front and keep Kelly at second. 2-2 the count on Brody.
And that was a good block by King. And going back 2 plays ago, that was a really good throw. It was not the perfect throw to try and get Kelly running towards second, but it was in a spot where Vieira could place a tag down. Excuse me, that was Day who covered the second base.
The 2-2 is swung on. Fly ball to right. Over is Cook. Couldn't see it for a second, but now settles under it. Bluffing the tag was Kelly. It was a good throw in. Good thing he didn't go. So staying put at second is Kelly. It's a fly out to right field for Donay. 1 away for Earhart.
That just got under there a little bit and just flew it over to right field. And Cook over there playing a strong right field today. Anything in his direction you're going to have to be hesitant about.
And it's a small outfield. There's not a lot of area to try and bloop one down here. We're going to see a lot of singles, maybe a couple of home runs. Not a lot of extra base hits today.
Very much a boom or bust day for the offense. This is the first pitch to Earhart is swung on. Drilled deep to left field. Austin moves over. A few steps in front of the track makes the play. Retreating back to second is Kelly, and quickly 2 away for Eric Yost.
Yeah, normally that's a pop-up, a fairly deep pop-up, but that one kind of threatened the wall a little bit because of how short it is out there to left center.
Yeah, it's a normal depth in the corners into left and right, but then it doesn't really do too much otherwise.
No. It reminds you a lot of the dimensions of Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City.
The first pitch to Ethan Bates is low. So Bates doing the designated hitting today. He's a two-way player. We've seen him play a little bit of second base. We've also seen him start a few games. Very versatile player in that DH role. You could also switch him into the pitching role without having to navigate too much around into the bench. 1-0 to Bates, chopped first base side foul.
Yeah, Bates is really, when you talk about a two-way guy, he's the definition of a two-way guy. He's so strong on both sides of the ball. It's just really impressive when you talk about a guy that has so much baseball knowledge that can play it as effectively as he can.
All conference honors for Louisiana Tech for his performances this season, as the 1-1 is high.
And they're going to shift here again for Bates. They're going to put Vieira all the way directly at the second base bag. They're going to back Day all the way pretty much onto that shallow right field grass. And once again, a big hole between Darby and second base.
The 2-1 to Bates. It's spiked, and another good block by King. 3-1 the count. So the shortstop Vieira holds on Kelly at second. So that leaves a huge gap up the middle for Bates to go attack. And that isn't as tough to do for a lefty. As here is the payoff to Bates. It's swung on. A fly ball out into right. Over his Cook again. He tracks it down, and he caught it again. I mean, this guy's got a magnet in his glove. What a play again by Casey Cook. And that could have robbed Bates of extra bases and an RBI. Another nice catch retires the Harbor Hawks, leaving Kelly on second through 1.5, scoreless from Red Wilson Field.
Chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be? Be a bad mother.
You have followed our team for many
Let's go to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here from Red Wilson Field. Hayden Frank back out for his second inning of work. Worked it nicely, just giving up one single to Max Vieira, highlighted by a good at-bat against Hunter Hines, a strikeout looking. Gets no easier here as Will King comes up to lead off the bottom of the second for YD.
Now batting out of Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, now you bring up Will King, another guy that has a lot of power to his bat and can be very dangerous in the box. So going to be interesting to see how they attack King here.
First pitch to King is low. Missed about a third of Eastern Kentucky's games. Still finished tied for second in double digits home runs, and as well as leading the team in RBI. Pitch to King, catches the outside corner. Level at 1-1 is the count.
He's also come out here and had some success. 294 hitter, a home run, and 10 RBIs to his name.
1-1 up the middle and through for a base hit. A leadoff single for Will King. Keep his bat hot. And that brings up Brady Neal.
Will King might be one of my favorite players out here. He's not a tall guy, very athletic behind the plate. He's got a lot of pop in his bat. He generates a ton of power from the lower half of his body. A guy that's just a treat to watch.
May not be at Eastern Kentucky for too much longer with being in the portal. He's going to get some Power 5 mentions for sure, as the first pitch to Brady Neal is up and away. the 1-0. Is a fly ball out to left center. Lipsy tracks over and puts it away. And retreating to first is King.
Next up,
So a fly out
of
for
Kansas
Neal
State,
and
number 10,
one away for Brady Day.
Yeah, way to bounce back after that single, getting a pop fly, got under it, working him away.